Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wonder Woman Wednesday. I am Jared, and today, oh boy, do I have a really unique episode for you guys today. So, I am going to be talking about the two amalgam, like Wonder Women, if you will, because there are two. One's Diana and one's another character, but they both are technically Wonder Woman. So, I'm going off of my Amalgam era omnibus with the Jim Lee cover. And so, what was Amalgam? So, while back, DC and Marvel did a crossover event called DC versus Marvel. And at the end of it, it culminated in the DC universe and the Marvel universe combining into one universe with the characters combining. This is where you get like Dark Claw, Super Soldier, and the like. Now, this led to some very interesting examples of characters and a lot of interesting like scenarios that made characters that I would normally hate, I actually enjoyed in this universe. So that's why I want to be clear. It'll be very apparent when I get into this. So let's go. So we're going to start with the book by John Byrne, the one by John Byrne called Amazon. Now, what's unique about that? So as you guys know, Wonder Woman fought Storm in DC versus Marvel, and that's the crossover that like everyone wants. It's like, why can't they just do Wonder Woman and Storm for like the new one? Which I guarantee you at some point they will do it. Like she'll be featured or something like that. So I wanted to kind of highlight that. But so with this one, this is where Aurora was like became the champion of the gods, and that's why her design is very reminiscent of Wonder Woman. The art in this is, by the way, solid because after all, it is like it is John Byrne. And the important thing here's how you could have Diana and Aurora. Aurora is technically Wonder Woman, but Diana is in her biker outfit that she had in the past, and she is her own character, and that's really cool. And what we see, they do a flashback to the past, and you see that like Aurora and Diana were like close friends, were like rivals because Hippolyta had saved Aurora from like drowning. Then she became the Amazon champion of the gods, essentially. And the costume looks just like the the Wonder Woman costume, but she has the Storm cape. And in her issue, she basically fights all the gods and stuff. So this was a pretty solid issue. I definitely like this one. And the art is solid. John Byrne has always been a fantastic artist. Sometimes he struggles with same face syndrome, but that's besides the point. Then we go to Bullets and Bracelets. This one's very, very interesting. And this is the crossover that it actually makes one Wonder Woman character that you guys know that I absolutely hate actually pretty cool. So this one's written by John Ostrander, and this has Diana teaming up with Trevor Castle. That's right, Steve Trevor and the Punisher. So basically what happens, and this is that they're trying to find their missing child. And yet another time when the daughter of Wonder Woman is done way better. And we see like, it's basically Steve Trevor, but with the Punisher skull on his costume. It's really cool. They do the whole Diana leaves the island, but in this one, Trevor is like in Vietnam. He comes back. It's basically the Punisher origin story. And the other one, it's like the Wonder Woman origin story where like she leaves on her own to like for man's world. They meet, like he saves her, she saves him, and they fall in love and they have a child, little Ryan Castaglione, which is Frank's name. And then eventually, like they had their differences and they got a divorce, or like they broke up, but they came together to save their kid. And over here, we see like there's a lot of cool amalgamated characters in this, like Big Titana, who's a mixture of Titana and Big Barda. And you also have like, and then actually Trevor Castle shows up to fight Thanos' side, and he shows up dressed as like Orion, and it's really, really, really cool to like see how the worlds combine. And I gotta say, again, the reason why I really like this is like that's how they took a bland character, Steve Trevor, and even back then he was very bland, and somehow made him kind of more special. Now, I'm not saying that like Diana should date the Punisher if she were to date someone from Marvel, but I'm just saying at least you took like a bland character and did something with them. And it's one of those like stories that I'm like, okay, okay. Of the two, I prefer the Amazon one. This is the thing that I love about Amalgam, is because they could have not had Diana be her own character and just had Storm, but luckily because the costume difference, there was a way that they could have these two characters. But no, they decided let's have it where Frank, we're like, let's give Steve Trevor his own thing. And let's have, we can have Diana and Storm. Storm is Wonder Woman, if you will. Storm goes by the name Amazon. And I forget what Diana goes by. I think she just goes by Diana. And altogether, they mix the Wonder Woman and Punisher world pretty well. And by the way, the name Bullets and Bracelets, that is a reference to Wonder Woman. That's the name of the contest that Diana completed to become Wonder Woman. So there's that. So all in all, I give Bullets and Bracelets, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. And then in terms of Amazon, I give it probably, I would say a 9 out of 10. So they're both great books. And if you guys want to check them out, pick them up in the omnibus or find them online somehow. I know you can probably find them. But that's where I'm going to leave this one. Let me know what you guys thought, which ones you prefer and such. And be sure to become a member, because if you become a member, you get these a day early, and then you get access to like all my reading logs and stuff, and all the content I'm starting on the member stream, because we're going to do a members book club. Anyway, stay at work, everyone. Remember, Steve Trevor, Steve Never. He belongs, I guess, like at the bottom of a hydraulic press. I don't know. Stay at work, everyone. Bye bye.